Last night, the sort of pre-season friendly competition, or was it the summer series or whatever, continued in the States. I thought West Ham were pretty decent, actually.
Right.
Especially their new... well, I assume he's a sort of wing-back, full-back or whatever. Was absolutely brilliant, provided a great cross for Jaron Bode's second goal. So they beat Bournemouth 2-0.
Right.
Bournemouth... I'm worried for them.
Right.
Worried for them. And of course, Manchester United drew 2-2 with Everton. It was a really decent game, actually.
Was it?
It was a really decent game. And before we go, we probably won't talk too much about Everton this morning, but I would say two things. Iliman Ndiaye.
Good player.
Absolutely excellent.
Doesn't he travel and carry the ball well, Jeff? He does. Good player.
Very, very good.
Exciting.
And you know who really, really impressed me? And I've always been his biggest fan, but last night, James Garner.
All right.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
For
Clever footballer.
Everton.
Yeah, good player.
Really good player.
Yeah.
And of course, from a United perspective, Brandon Boomer made his debut.
Right.
But it's his boss, Ruben Amorim, who's all over the back pages this morning, saying that he wants to do a Fergie.
I want to be manager of Manchester United for a while, and I took 5 years to choose this club, so I don't want to fail. That is the only pressure. I want to stay 20. That is my goal, and I truly believe in that. And my idea is to stay for many years. But again, we know that the results will dictate that. I know that last season I used all the credit, but I'm ready to start fresh.
Well, don't worry, Ruben. Stay a couple of years, it'll seem like 20. With the way things have been, that is for sure. I think there's a lot more optimism around Old Trafford. Look, he's one of the things I really like about him is he's open and honest and frank. Maybe too open, some people would say, but there's nothing wrong with him saying he wants to stay for 20 years, is there?
No, I don't think there is at all. I mean, look, in this day and age, it would be quite remarkable if he did half that. Never mind 20. Look, I think first and foremost, as you say, Jeff, he's got to get off to a decent start this season. They've got to banish all of what happened last time round to the back of their minds. They've got some good new players in through the door. There's still 2 or 3 that he wants to get shot of, and we'll see what happens between now and the end of the transfer window. But I cannot believe for 1 minute that they will have anything like the season they had last time round. But whether or not they actually end up in and around it in the top 8, 7 is a debate. I think that's a good debate, and I'm not sure. Not at the moment.
And how's this for honesty? I mean, last season they won 7 out of 27 league games, but Amorim said there were times when he'd go to matches and he knew his side would probably lose.
To tell you the truth, is not how I return to my house after the games, how I left to go to the games, because I felt that sometimes we will struggle. All the struggles that we had in the games, I feel it before the game. So that is the hardest part, is to go to the game and know that we are not going to be competitive how we should be.
Ruben! Be a Hartlepool fan. You feel like that every week. Sorry, apologies to Simon Grayson and the gang up there. It's just, Well, it's honest. He can't afford to have that feeling this season, can he?
No, look, he knows full well that the eyes of the whole wide world are watching him and what he does, and they want to see a different attitude to the way that they go about it at Old Trafford. They need better results, of course. I do believe that they will get a better look about them this season, but as I said, I'm not convinced, Jeff, with what they have defensively at the moment. I'm not totally convinced about where they're going to end up. In 8-10 months' time.
And defensively, last night, even in a pre-season game, of course there were a lot of changes.
Yep.
They were very worrying.
Right.
Very worrying. However, on the plus side, Mason Mount came on in the second half as a substitute. He scored a brilliant goal and he was
Yeah.
outstanding.
Well, that's good because again, when Mason was in the blue at Chelsea, he was always such a threat in and around the edge of the box. He could shoot from distance. He could get on the end of things. He could make the difference in tight games for his team. Since he's gone to Old Trafford, injuries, of course, have hampered him massive. But he's not shown anything like, I think, what he's about. So that's good news, Jeff, to hear that he's coming on last night and with a bit about him and making and really having a go and looking sharp. I think that's because I honestly feel that Mason is good enough to not only just go into United and play, but to go into United and be one of their key players.
Oh, Andy, when he was at Chelsea, I was a big
me
fan.
too.
But he just, for all sorts of reasons, just hasn't happened for him at Old Trafford. But look, good luck to him. If he can stay fit, seriously, when he made a difference when he came on last night, that is for sure. And by the way, don't forget, we will be joined by a Manchester United legend in the studio a little later. Rio Ferdinand's with us between 9 and 9:30. 03717 22 3344. Get your calls in for Rio at 9 o'clock.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.